Sometimes people ask me why I've dedicated my career to the gold space. And I'm reminded of that when I watch U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi pivot when asked about Jeffrey, his island, and the people who visited it. Pam's response: "Why are we talking about the island when the Dow is over $50,000? And of course, there is zero logical correlation between a billionaire's flight logs and the price of a stock index. One does not affect the validity of the other. Of course, an absurd pivot. But that's the world we live in today. The goalposts are now simply higher asset prices and GDP growth. The problem? Central banks and governments can conspire to make those numbers go up forever. And it isn't just in the US, it's a global race to the bottom. I remember the backlash against Bob Rae in Ontario when I was a kid. He stepped in after a bond crisis where the province was told it couldn't borrow more. Rae faced a choice: mass layoffs or Rae days, which was essentially 12 unpaid leave days to cut back on spending. People were livid because nobody wants the government to cut anything. He was cornered into a tough, reasonable plan. Flash forward to today, and we have Doug Ford sending rebate checks in the mail right before an election. Ford doesn't even have a printing press. He's a premier. Yet this is the modern conservative strategy. And here's the thing. Governments can always manufacture growth by issuing debt and buying it with printed dollars. It doesn't mean we are more productive, it just means we created inflation. They lean into this because they know it keeps the largest voting blocs quiet. But you can't print gold, you can't print silver, and you can't print copper. That's why we're at all-time highs. And that's exactly why everything around you is suddenly so expensive. Trillions of dollars are flowing into unaccountable projects, families can no longer afford the grocery store, and we're now at the point where the most attractive political leaders are the ones with the most radical ideas, regardless of how reasonable those policies may actually be. And that's what brought us Trump.